Coming up on the Sports Desk, we're going to say goodbye to prep basketball and dive into baseball, softball, and some more baseball. We'll also swing over and see who's getting the upper hand on the tennis court with a few words on who and what to look out for in 2013. Plus, when you can learn from one of the game's best, you have an opportunity to become the best. See who's over at the Galaxy Soccer Center bringing some World Cup knowledge to young athletes in Torrance. All that coming up and more right here on the Sports Desk. Hey there, Torrance. How's it going? Welcome to another week of action right here on the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Wan Hernandez. Now this week, we're going to lead off with the Bishop Montgomery Knights. After a season that raised expectations at each turn, Bishop fans were primed for a celebration. The Knights enjoyed a 29-game winning streak. Check that again, 29-game winning streak at one point during the season and entered the postseason looking forward to a title. Last we saw them, their playoff run was in jeopardy after a heat-of-the-moment exchange sidelined the Knights' two leading scorers. And when even that couldn't stop the Knights after brushing aside any doubters and topping Army-Navy in a trip to Carlsbad last week, you had to wonder if this was becoming a team of destiny. But struggling to get things going against Pacific Hills, falling behind by as many as 15 points early in the third quarter, a deficit a little too much for the team to overcome. Despite a fourth quarter rally to cut into the lead, the Knights fall 73-69. After a season's worth of build-up, Lamont Murray Jr. seemed to speak for all Bishop players, saying, "We're proud of our season. We wanted to end it with a cherry on top and make our school proud, but we made too many bad mistakes. And well, I guess there's always next season." Moving on from the hardcore, spring sports are in full swing now, and the Bishop Montgomery boys baseball team is in action on the diamond. They're taking on the North Saxons, looking for a rematch after the pounding the Knights took in the team's last meeting. Our Letitia Cahey is right here to bring us those highlights.
Thanks, Juan. Tonight's matchup between North and Bishop Montgomery was reminiscent of last week. However, this week's, the team switched roles. Bishop Montgomery's pitching carried them farther, and they tightened up on defense. North coach DeMaria says that the team didn't play like themselves, and they're trying to still find out who they are.
North started off slow, but Bishop's Eric Garcia was red hot. Top of the first, bases loaded, Garcia singles to center, scoring 2, making it 3-0 Bishop. Top of the second, Anthony Rodriguez on the mound for North is struggling. Walks 3 batters in a row, and that would be it. Nick Murphy takes the mound and tries to get control of the game. Top of the fifth, Chris Gopp smacks one to the gap, driving in 3 and extending Bishop's lead 10-0. Bottom of the fifth, Roman Luna keeping center field busy, doubles, brings home 2, and finally gets North on the board, 10-2. Ryan Vlach now on the mound for North gives up the single to Kenny Villafana. 2 score, and it's 12-2 Bishop. Look at that. Liam Kent still on the mound, but he would hand the reins over to Alex Arroyo to close it out. Bottom of the 7th, North trying to rally with 2 on 2 out. Kevin Cole gets it just over center field, scoring 2, but it's not enough. Bishop takes this one 13-5. Check out what North coach DeMaria has to say about his team's loss.
Coach, talk about how taking Rodriguez out in the second inning affected your bullpen.
Well, it didn't affect it too bad. We had guys ready to go down there today. We haven't played since Saturday. Had a few days off. We knew that Murphy would be able to come in and throw strikes, and for the most part he did. Kind of like Rodriguez too. He didn't get much help on defense, and in the day it didn't really matter because we didn't score until the last 2 innings. But Murphy came in and did a good job. Latch was a little jumpy. That was his first time pitching on varsity. He was a little nervous, but they'll bounce back. I'm pretty confident in that.
It's still early in the season. Are you continuing to make adjustments with the team, or are you kind of just letting everything play out right now?
Basically, we know what we got, and it's up to these guys to get the job done. Right now we look like a different team our last 2 games than we were the first 4 games, and we got to figure out which team we are. I think we're the better team, but these guys got to do it between the lines. You don't win games on paper, and just because we beat Bishop last week doesn't mean that's why you play the game. And they came out and they stomped us today.
And you talked to them in the huddle. What were you saying to them to prepare them for next game?
Well, basically told them it's going to test your mental toughness after a tough loss to see how you respond. And that's a good thing about baseball. We still got 2 more games this week, and they got to dig deep. They got to have some pride because, quite frankly, that it was embarrassing out there. And we know they're better than that, but they need to go out there and prove it. And basically, that's what we told them.
North Saxons must have listened to their skipper when he said North will be looking to their next 2 games to provide a barometer for what kind of team they've got. Saxons bounced back from the Bishop Montgomery trouncing by taking care of business against Hawthorne and Banning. Not to be outdone, the Lady Warriors of West High are making themselves heard this year, riding a 5-game winning streak into their game against Port of Los Angeles. West got a walk-off hit from Crystal Menares and solid performances from pitchers Allie Cox and Natalie Francis to lead their team to their current 6-2 record. In other news on the diamond, the West Warriors have started this season on fire with a 7-1 record. The Warriors' hot start shone a spotlight on the matchup with the Torrance Tartars, a team that West coach Juan Cuevas says has had their number the past few years. Warriors battled back from 3 runs down in the game in the 6th inning, and after that was when the rally was on. First, Joey Notch drives in 2 runs off a ground ball up the middle, followed by Niles Nygaard, who drove in 2 more runs with a triple to left. When the dust settled, the Warriors earned themselves a 7-4 victory over their non-league rivals. The loss dropped Torrance to just 2-5 on the season. All right, everybody, coming up after the break, we got some more baseball action coming your way, showing you it's not just the South Bay High Schools tearing it up on the diamond. And we've also got a look at the tennis matchup between South Bay neighbors West and South.
This neighborhood sure has changed in my lifetime. There was a time when people like me couldn't live here because of their race or the color of their skin. I'll never forget how I felt being told I wasn't welcome in this neighborhood, that this apartment was for whites only. That got better over time, but some people still didn't get equal treatment when it came to finding a home.
No, there's no apartment here for you.
Well, I own this building now. The Fair Housing Act made a difference for someone like me. It gives us the opportunity to live in communities of our choice, free from discrimination. The Fair Housing Act makes it illegal to discriminate in the renting or selling of a home because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, or disability. Know your rights. If you believe you have experienced housing discrimination, contact HUD.
Some dogs fetch and roll over. Some dogs take you to Spain and shopping for refrigerators, help you get through grad school, start your own business, go on hikes in the Grand Canyon. Some dogs you trust with your life every day. Being partners with a guide dog is having the freedom to do what you want in life. Nothing more, nothing less. And with your help, nothing need ever change that. Call 1-888-884-DOGS or visit guidedogs.com.
Hey there, we're back on the Sports Desk with spring sports underway. Everything from volleyball to softball is in full swing, and as we learned in a trip to take in West High and South High's tennis match last week, the courts are getting a little busy too. Check out what a few Spartans and Warriors had to share with us about tennis in the South Bay, who to look out for in and out of Torrance, and some of the goals they're setting for themselves in 2013.
Then they had a change in program when I came down here for the last 3 years. This school is very high in academics. It's not a tennis community like Peninsula and that area is, but there's great athletes here. These boys have a great attitude, a lot of spirit, and the families support them continuously. The booster clubs are very strong here. The athletic director is supportive, and the boys are having a good time.
Well, right now we're just trying to build chemistry. Chemistry is for the doubles team because we have a lot of new guys from JV and they're moving up. So this year we've been trying to move around the team, see what teams fit well, and it's been going well. We've been learning a few things on the matches, so it's just a learning point. And then league, I think we'll be ready. We've been league champs the past 3 years, so I'm hoping to keep up that tradition. And then if things go wrong, I'll try and step in and teach them what to do, or like give them little tips here and there to try and improve their game.
Any personal goals you got set for yourself this year?
I want to go out there and try and win league individuals. That's one of my big goals this year.
Is there anybody in the league that you specifically got your eye on that has a
Anthony Lee from Torrance. We went back and forth last year, so hopefully I can get him this year.
Jake is a multi-athlete. His whole family is athletic. He also plays basketball. He's got a great style. He's definitely a dominant player. His whole attitude is very dominant. He doesn't get mad at himself. He goes after you. He shows you his cards, and you've got to take a look at them.
All the matches are pretty tough. You got to try. The toughest is the last one because you're just mentally tired, and tennis is a mental sport, and I think that's the toughest match. But school-wise, I think Maricosta, because they have a really solid team, doubles and singles, and it's just tough to break. I think in our league there's a few good players. There's my own teammate, and Torrance High is it's a tough team too, so they have a good player.
The top schools usually are on the hill, which is Peninsula, and Palos Verdes. The reason they're successful is it answers itself. It's a tennis community. You have 5 or 6 clubs there. PV should possibly come in first. Peninsula isn't as strong as they used to be. They have coaches change. Maricosta is always a threat. They're a tennis community and a volleyball community. Redondo right now is doing well in the sense that they've had, I think they're 6-0. They haven't played any Bay League games, but they're also strong. Each one of those schools has a top singles player. There's Lachenko, there's Hager, there's 2 others that are very strong. So the number 1 league, Division I, is exceptionally strong.
All right, picking up the leather and some bats. Once again, the Lady Saxons prepping for this week's run in the Torrance National Fast Pitch Tourney held the Carson Colts scoreless, recording their 2nd shutout of the season. Pitchers Sydney Overly and Amy Rodriguez combined for the shutout, and Amber Perez came out of a slump to bat in 2 runs, giving North a 5-2 record. The El Camino Warriors couldn't have been thrilled with a sub-500 record to wrap up the non-conference start to their season, but it seems that the Warriors found another gear once conference play got underway. Our Jenny Phillips is there to update us on that.
Game 2 of the Elko Pasadena series this afternoon. Elko going into it up 1-0 with ace Ralphie Ramirez on the mound, feeling confident. Ramirez comfortably throws for 7 innings, no earned runs, and 5 strikeouts as he improves his record to 5-1 on the season. The Warriors come out on top, 10-5.
Just 2 strikes. My defense backed me up. Just pounding the zone, and my offense came through to get me runs, so I feel I was comfortable in the mound.
Ramirez had a lot of help from his offense, too, as the Warrior bats came alive this afternoon. DH Dylan Hatch leading the way with 3 hits and 5 RBIs.
I had a really good idea at the plate. You know, they were giving me some good pitches, and I wasn't taking them, so I got a good idea, and I got ahead in the count, and I got good pitches, and I hit them.
Catcher Justin McCullough pitched in as well. He, too, had 3 hits while batting 2 runs in.
You know, hitting's contagious, definitely in baseball. When guys hit, you know, it makes the other guys want to hit, and when we stay with our approach, you know, we're a good hitting baseball team.
The Warriors are now 4-1 in conference and feeling good about the rest of the season.
Beginning of the season, it's a lot of finding ourselves, finding out who our team really is. But now we're starting to mesh together as a team and playing a lot better. It's great to finally find out who we are and play that way.
We're really excited, you know, that we're in this position. We have a great chance of, you know, clinching conference again this year. So hopefully we pull through and keep doing what we're doing, because we're doing amazing right now. So hopefully we keep this up.
The Warriors are now 2 for 2 in the conference series that they've played so far. Up next, they're taking on Mount Sac, and let's see if they can keep the ball rolling. From El Camino College, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that, Jenny. So the Warriors looking solid now that they're in conference play. Got to be feeling good about that. All you Bull Durham fans out there know how it goes. Never mess with the streak. So whatever the Warriors have been doing these last 2 weeks, pretty sure they're going to keep on doing it. All right, and for the Lady Warriors on the diamond, things also a little shaky there early on, but in conference play, looking solid against LA Harbor. Defense cost them the lead at home twice against the Seahawks, but the middle of the Elko lineup coming through in the clutch and going a combined 8 for 10, driving in 6 runs to help the squad take down LA Harbor for just the 2nd time since the South Bay rival started their softball program 6 years ago. Okay, everybody, coming up after the break, the Sports Desk gets to know one of U.S. soccer's legends at the Galaxy Soccer Center. See how a career comes full circle from student to world-class athlete to teacher. The Sports Desk explores a life lesson and paying it forward when we come back.
The strongest families are built one moment at a time. For more ways to make every day count, visit facebook.com/makeeverydaycount.
When I grow up, I want to be a psychologist or a therapist. I want to be a pediatrician.
I was hoping to become a chef someday.
I want to own a big house with a convertible and the jacuzzi and the pool, you know, all the good stuff.
Role models, they don't tell you what to do, but they help you to go where you're going. I want to study law. I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to become a CIA agent.
Young people, I think, do need a mentor because, you know, we don't know everything, and, you know, all the people, they've experienced stuff that we haven't.
I would like to be a baseball player. As long as there's somebody behind you, pushing you and supporting you, then you feel that you always have the strength to keep going.
Well, I would like to become like a doctor. That's my first choice.
Sometimes you feel down and you feel like no one really understands and no one knows like where you're coming from, and it's great to see someone who's been where you are now and, you know, making it.
So get involved and do your part. Invest in the future. Mentor a child.
Hey there everybody, welcome back to the show. We're going to get away from game highlights and updates for a while here, and time to step into one of my favorite stories around town these days that involves former Galaxy soccer player Clint Mathis. Soccer's a curious sport in America. It draws some of the largest participation numbers for organized youth leagues in any sport around. But start following the pros and as a nation, our interest just drops. And then you come across athletes like Clint Mathis, known for his dynamic talent and his dynamic personality. Whether America loves soccer or not, one thing we all do love is a great story. How does an athlete top off an international career that spans 3 countries? What do you do for an encore when your resume includes the most memorable goal in your home country's World Cup history? An MLS Cup, more than 7 years on the United States national team, a Sports Illustrated cover, and now, coach.
And turn the other way. There you go, sweetheart. Well done.
Ready, go.
Same thing. Put your left foot on the ball.
Clint Mathis' legacy as one of the most dynamic players and personalities in U.S. soccer was sealed long ago. With 5 different MLS franchises and 2 European clubs from 1998 to 2010, Mathis was a premier offensive threat, and the man responsible for pushing the U.S. into the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup, its deepest run ever on the sport's greatest stage.
Flipped it through Mathis, scores! The United States leads 1-0, 24th minute. That's why he's here.
And now, he's here. And if you ask the Georgia man about his place in the sport, he'll tell you, with his own kind southern drawl, that his contributions to soccer won't end with his highlights on the field.
You know, I have 2 children of my own. I love being around kids, but I also think it's the future of what soccer is going to become in this country. I mean, obviously, once you get to the kids that are 16, 17, 18, you know, they've already learned whether it's good habits, bad habits. But when you start with this age group of kids that are 6, 7, 8 years old, all the way to like 13 or 14, I mean, they're sponges.
It's amazing. It's like you're an amateur and you're learning from the pros. It's like you can become such a better soccer player from that. He has such a good mentality. It's like he's always like work hard and try the best as you can.
They've been playing soccer since they're 5, but they haven't had any clinic like this one. It's the second time we're here, and they are learning a lot, so it's good. They wake up like in the morning. First thing they do, take a shower, and they right away put their uniforms on, and they're ready since like 8 a.m. in the mornings.
As excited as his young students are to come learn from somebody who's played at the highest level, the ex-pro and current TV analyst for the LA Galaxy seems to get even more joy out of his new role with the team as Galaxy Camp's coach.
I took a 1.5 years off from once I retired from doing anything. I just want to spend time with my wife and kids, and then, you know, after about a 1.5 years, obviously since the soccer's in my blood, you know, I missed it. You know, I thought it was only fair that, you know, I was able to pass on my experiences, you know, because I didn't have a professional team that I could, you know, go watch, or a professional player that would come out and train me or anything like that to emulate after.
He preaches fundamentals. His philosophy is it's all about the basics. But spend 1 hour with Clint Mathis at one of his Galaxy soccer camps, coaching children who weren't even born when he played in the World Cup, and you'll see it's so much more than passing drills and scrimmages.
Not everybody's going to be a professional soccer player. I mean, but as long as they come out here, they're not only learning, they're enjoying it, they're having fun, because it's just one of those things or one of those particular plays or making the kid laugh that, continues them to want to play soccer and want to be better. If I can continue to see all these thousands and thousands of kids that I see every year, if I'm able to change one of those kids' lives or help them, something click with them, like it did with me, then, I've done my job. When I was a little kid and my mom ended up making this book that she still has, my dream in life was to play in the World Cup and score in a World Cup. And, I think when I was like 9 years old, I saw Maradona. I was in the '86 World Cup, and I know that dates me, but it was the '86 World Cup. Just to see the smile and enjoyment Maradona had on his face after he scored a goal, I said, I want to do that one day. And I was able to, fulfill my dreams. And I know it sounds like a storybook ending and everything like that, but it just goes to show that I grew up in a small town in Georgia where it was all football, all baseball, and I was able to come out of that small town when soccer was not even big in the South, and was able to fulfill my dreams and play in a World Cup and score in a World Cup.
A little over 10 years ago, Clint Mathis fulfilled his childhood dream. Ask him now, this is why he's here. For more info on Mathis's camps run at the LA Galaxy Soccer Center, you can visit the center's website, lagalaxysc.com. And keeping it in the community, but moving to a sport where you're allowed to use your hands, our Brittany Johnson is here to give us the lowdown on Torrance's adult softball league and prove that South Bay softball is fun at any age.
Over the past couple of weeks, we have been showing you different recreational sports taking place at Wilson Park. This week, we give you an inside look at the adult softball league.
I have seen all sorts of things, from the funniest bloopers you can see to some very serious and competitive softball going on. We have everything, all sorts of skill levels and ranges, and just people out here to have fun and compete at the same time.
The adult softball leagues are offered for both men and women, with an option to play in a co-ed league as well. Here at Wilson Park, it's all about having a good time. You don't have to be a slugger to knock it out the park. Tommy Chang has been playing in this league since 1996. What position do you play?
I play pitcher because I'm the old guy.
Yeah, but there's no age limit out here. Everybody can come out and have some fun, right?
That's correct. We've got guys who are like 60 playing, and we've got young guys down to like 21 playing, so it's a wide variety.
And if you're a lady who wants to join the guys for a little more competition, you can do that as well. All games are played Sunday through Friday at Wilson and El Nido Parks. So who's going to win tonight, the older guys or the younger guys?
I sure hope the older guys. That's what we're hoping for.
Hey there, thanks for that one, Brittany. Always fun to see some of the entertaining things we can do around town, offered by the city. Anything else you'd like to see on the court or the field, send us an email or give us a call anytime to let us know what you'd like to see featured on the show, or sometimes you can just say hey. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap it up for us this week. When you want to see us again, you know where to find us. Have a good one.